Hello and welcome to the Edge Primer video series. During this particular installment, we are going to teach you the basics. The assumption here is that you haven't yet joined a game, or if you have managed to start things up, you've died in horrible ways over and over again without any real knowledge of what the hell just happened. If this is you, you are in the right place. We will show you how to find and then join your server of choice. We will explain basic movement controls, as our research shows you have a much higher percentage of living if you're able to run for your life. You should also become comfortable with some of the most basic but vital interactions you can have within the game environment. First things first, we need to get your game up and running. To do this, we're going to go into your Steam library. Click on Rust, and then click Play. On the next screen, you're going to be greeted with a Choose Your Play resolution prompt. Please note that you should not click Play as windowed, as it can cause issues on some systems. If everything looks good, proceed to press Play. If everything's working as it should, your game will begin to load. Be aware that game load times may vary depending on multiple variables, including your computer hardware. Now that your game has started, let's join a server. Navigate your way to the Play Game tab. Next, select the kind of server you wish to play on. There's Official, Community, or Modded. Today, we'll be choosing one of Rustafied's many official servers. This is the loading screen. Depending on the server popularity, you may be placed into a queue. Once your turn comes up, you'll be logged onto the server. Once you're fully inside the game, you'll be greeted by a character peacefully sleeping on the beach. This character is your randomly generated avatar. Click anywhere within the screen to wake him or her up. And there you go. You're now naked on the beach. Welcome to the world of Rust. Rust uses the standard WASD control scheme for movement. This is common among many titles, so you're likely familiar with the setup. The E key is the way you will interact with items throughout the game. Look at the item you'd like to interact with and press the E key. This can encompass opening a door, entering a chest, picking up items off the ground, or possibly a vanquished foe. The Shift key is used to sprint. Sprinting is vital to survival in Rust. Useful when being chased by a bear, angry fresh spawns, or fully geared PvPers. Even though you may take pride in your track times, there will be points where you just won't be able to outrun your problems. You may have to take a stand. If you're forced to confront your aggressor, you can use the left mouse button to perform a basic attack. But wait, how do you know what weapon you're carrying? Press the Tab key to access your inventory. Not only can you see what weapons you have on hand, but all other items as well, including armor, food, and clothing. 2 special items that you will have every time you spawn are your trusty torch and rock. Though there are many rocks out there, your rock is special. You will find yourself spending a lot of time within the crafting screen throughout your play. You can access this screen by clicking Crafting within the inventory menu or by pressing the Q key. When you have the required resources to craft an item, the Quick Craft option for that item will appear within the inventory menu. By clicking an item on the crafting menu, the item will begin to craft. You'll be able to tell if an item is in the process of being crafted or how long it has remaining within the craft time by looking at the bottom right corner of your screen. Crafting items along the way is very important to Rust. Advancing in the game really does depend on what and when you decide to craft. As you explore the procedurally generated landscape, you'll come upon containers and items randomly spawned throughout. These can drop components for building items, as well as small amounts of resources and possibly food or water. Always keep an eye out for barrels and boxes as you explore. You can access these types of containers by pressing the interaction key, or E. A random pile of junk may really mean life or death in this dangerous world. Surviving in Rust can really make a Newman thirsty. You have to keep your hydration bar from going to 0. If it does, you'll lose your ability to sprint until you drink more water. The best way to drink water is to find a river. You can drink water from rivers by approaching the edge and pressing the interaction key, E. Take advantage of the rivers when you find them, because you can't drink the salty ocean water. Now that you know the blue bar means thirst, you might be wondering what the others are. The green bar is your health. The higher it is, the more healthy you are. The orange bar shows your hunger. If you let your hunger bar hit 0, you'll begin to starve to death, and your health will begin to decrease. It really is a horrible way to go. You can find food stashed in trash piles around the map or by gathering mushrooms, corn, or pumpkins. Once you've gathered some goods, select the food in your inventory and click Eat. I want to leave you with this important piece of advice as you start out within Rust. It really is a good rule of thumb to avoid high traffic areas early in the game. These locations tend to attract some rather unsavory characters. A smaller, somewhat secluded base will be easier to defend than a sloppy, larger build. It really is just too early in the game to build something that yells, "Hey, I'm full of loot." And that's it. You should now have a solid foundation to build upon as you start to explore the wastelands. You've got a long road ahead of you, but the fact that you're here may just give you that little extra edge that you'll need to thrive in the brutal world of Rust.